Hey, welcome to Dad Space. This is Dave. It's a little different music this time around. Yeah, a little different. What are we doing? Well, this is National Podcast Post Month. What does that mean to you? It means to you that you're going to get 30 episodes in 30 days. 30, I know, right? And the idea is that as podcasters, we're going to create episodes in support of National Podcast Post Month. They call it hashtag #NaPodPomo for those at home that are keeping score. But the idea is that we just create content for you daily in the month of November. So we are focusing on some great people that have been past guests on the show and friends of the show, answering questions about dads and giving you some feedback. And then also adding in some of the books that I found and resources I found as a fellow dad that could help you possibly on your journey as a dad. So that's kind of what we're focusing on this month, and I'm excited to share this with you. It's going to be a great month, and today's episode is part of that. I'm excited to share with you a new resource, possibly new to you, and tell you my thoughts about it here on Dad Space. Glad to be with you. The other big part of November, which I'm excited to also bring forward for those that are unaware, is we call it also Movember. What is Movember? It's when the mustache is calling. It is our time as men to unite, to take on mental health, suicide, prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and all of that is to shine a light on men's mental health and men's physical health. And we're celebrating Movember as well. Link in the show notes for you to see how you can support is to raise money and awareness for men. So on top of doing National Podcast Post Month, this month is always focused on you as well as men. We're here to support you and to let you know that there's a community around you that's wishing and searching for the best for you as men. So happy Movember, everyone, as well. Let's get into the podcast. So my question to you today, hi, I'm Dave. My question to you on the podcast, are you tired? Like, really? Just like in big picture, are you tired? Like, really tired? I'm tired. It's not about creating 90 episodes in November for a podcast post month. It's not about balancing work life and podcasting. It's not about balancing work life and being a parent or being a partner. It's not about balancing work life and real estate things that my wife and I are working on. It's not about all. It's the combined total of life and balancing it all out. And I came across this, I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. It's kind of a amalgamation of all these different thoughts around being tired, but kind of something I just wanted to read to you. Okay, so I am reading. I'll put this all in the notes so you can actually see the words yourself. But I want you to listen to this, maybe listen to this more than once, and see where you fit into this, okay? Okay, here we go. If I'm being honest, truly honest with myself, I'm tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep can cure. No, this is a kind of tired that weighs on your soul. I'm so tired of going through the same struggles, tired of trying and nothing working out. I've given it everything I've got. But here I am, totally drained. And it's not about wanting to die or give up. It's not that. But if someone was sitting across me right now, I look at them in the eye and say, I'm done. Like, I've had enough. I can't carry this burden anymore. But then I remind myself. I remind myself that I've felt this way before. And I'm still here. Those days have already happened in the past. I have been broken. I have been tired. I have been shattered. And somehow, some way, I just keep going. So maybe, just maybe, there's still some fight left in me. Maybe that's why I'm still standing. If someone from my past or even my present tells you a tale about me, a tale that casts me as the villain, believe them. Go ahead. Believe them. But before you believe them, ask yourself this: what did that person do to push me that far? I know I'm the villain in some people's stories, and it doesn't bother me. People have a way of twisting the truth or starting the story when it suits them. The point where I became the villain is where they start their story about me. But they forget what led to that moment. I don't wake up and decide to harm anyone. But if you betray me, if you cross me, I won't come after you with revenge. I won't come after you with revenge because I don't need to. What's going to happen is you're going to lose access to me. If you peg me the villain in this story, you'll lose access to me, and that's punishment enough. Revenge isn't required. If that makes me the villain in your eyes, so be it. I stand where I stand, and I make no apologies for the story that you've crafted about me, making me to be the villain. As a dad, as you hear this, and again, you might want to go listen to this again, go back and rewind and do it again. But I want to ask you, have you been pegged the villain? Have you separated from your partner and your partner now talks you down to your kids? Or now they're forming an opinion about you, which is untrue. It's not the real you, but it's what they believe because your partner has given them this narrative about who you are and painted you the villain. But your kids don't see what happened that led you to the point where your partner or that person in your life started believing that you were the villain and keeps out of context anything that they did to get you to this point. They don't get that side of the discussion. They don't get that side of the story. They only get the part where you were the bad guy. That's not fair. That's not fair to you, your kids. At work, you do your job, you show up, you do your best. But there's this undercurrent of people around you that maybe it's out of jealousy or spite or straight up hatred for you. And you don't even know why you were the lightning rod that had captured their attention and why they've chosen you to be the target of their disdain. But they're creating this undercurrent of being disgruntled and upset with you for whatever reason. And you're oblivious to the rationale behind it. But all of a sudden there's these rumors coming up about you and what you're doing, and it feels like you're helpless in the moment. Whoever's cast you as a villain in their story of you, cut them off. You do not have to act with revenge in your heart. That's not going to solve anything. You need to pick up where you are and create your story. And live your story. This whole thing about living our truth, I'm more about living my story. Because the story I can craft and I can mold and it can change over time. Live your story. And if you've been cast as a villain, understand that many of us have been cast that way, and you can still salvage your story. keep pressing forward. Keep being the best dad you can be. Keep being the best man you can be. And thank you for listening. This is Dad Space. I'm glad you're here. Happy November to you. Happy Movember. And I would love for you to share this with another dad. This podcast, this Movember, this month where we focus on dads, this is the focus on you. And we are in your corner. If you've ever felt like you're alone, if you've ever felt like you're doing this on your own and there's no one there to help you and support you, then let Dad Space be that for you this Movember. We need to stick together. We need to be there to support each other and build each other up as men. And this was an entire month focused on us being Movember. So happy Movember, everyone. Understand that you're loved, cared for, and needed in this world. And there's no one else that can be the father that you can be. There's no one else who can be the man that you can be. And we need you. Happy Movember. Thanks for listening to Dad Space. And look forward to having you back for the next daily episode here in the month of November as we celebrate Movember and National Podcast Post Month. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a great dad. And thanks for sharing the show. Happy Movember, everybody.
It's time to rethink men's health. Because it doesn't just affect men, it affects us all. When men are well, the benefits ripple through families and communities. But when men are unwell and unsupported, we all feel it. We're all the real face of men's health. Be part of the solution with Movember.